So first of all, I guess, why are we talking about women in the sphere of local government? Well, we know that women belong in all spaces where decisions are made, and I'm sure you all believe that. And we know that the route to leadership for women and for everybody, but particularly for women in all forms of public life, can be a bit like this, one of the scariest roads in the world, which I have travelled along in South America. And we also know that, unfortunately, we flatlined when it comes to the number of women, the percentage of women in local government. We seem to be stuck at about the 32-33% mark, and similarly in national. And that sometimes means it looks a bit like this, and this matters. So this was, you might recognise, it's the signing of the Greater Manchester Devolution Deal. I just returned to Manchester after 10 years in London and elsewhere, and went, where have all the women gone? So we need to see women. We can't be what you can't see, and that's critical. And we also know, as Sarah Champion says here, that to really understand that you do need women to make decisions about the things that matter to them. And that actually we give up our power quite often, and we give that power up if we don't feel that we have any. And not seeing women in positions of power, not seeing women in local government, like Jackie, then we don't feel like we've got the authority or the power. And as you can see here, I do have the authority because Jackie came and sat in my office, in my garden, to do an interview and to remind us all of the power that we do have. So I guess, why am I talking to you? Well, I've been involved in lots of different pieces of research. These are some of those examples, all looking at women, power and politics, from international through to local government, and also involved in a number of projects, one of which was this, which was a piece of work with the Parish Council, which is where the next 5 key themes in key tips really in how to encourage women into local government start. So leadership, visibility. We know that we need women to be visible in leadership roles, and supporting them not just to stand and serve in elected positions, but to be in all those forms of roles across local government is key. And the second one was around women's collective action. So this is research at the British Council around women, power and politics, and showed that we need women to come together collectively to have a critical mass if we're going to enable change to happen. And that's been key to the work of Elect Her, formerly known as Parliament Project, which I'm part of, which provides this network for women to come together, to share learning, to get coaching, and to help navigate those career path into all forms of local government. And to work together to stand, to serve, to lead, and to recognise the full variety of options for roles within local government, elected and non-elected. The third key theme was about the rules. We have to change the rules. We have to hardwire it in. We know those rules often stand in the way of women being in local government. We need to be the holder of the rules, we need to know the rules, and we need to change the rules. So this is one other project I'm involved in, which is GM for Women, which has borne out actually of sort of the Diva Mank, which I referred to before, and we really look at the data and the rules and how we then generate greater equity and equality for women across GM. The workplace, we know, comes up over and over again. Obviously, this is looking at the mother of all parliaments in theory, but the same for local government. How often does it feel like a workplace in which women do not belong, and women in their diversity? So I was part of, well, in fact, I authored this document, this toolkit on 21st Century Councils. I would recommend you look at it if you've not seen before, which really is supporting about how we change across all these multiple key themes, the barriers that get in the way. And finally, cultural shifts. So we know we need to make massive cultural shifts, whether that's addressing misogyny or whether that is thinking about the way that women often carry this sort of triple burden of caring in the community, at family and in work. So this project, Rise, Voice, Vote, I had the joy of doing in 2018 with the Pankhurst Project with young people to really help raise their voice and think differently and support and educate them to make a difference. And my last point would always be, you need to understand your local picture. It's about understanding the place that you're operating in, the spaces you're operating in, and what stands in the way for women and girls there, and who are the role models who can help you move on this agenda. So connect with me. I'd love us to get further and get beyond that 32% in elected positions and see women in all rooms in local government. Thank you very much.